Hi folks, exeter-rider, hope you're doing well. Now in this video I am going to be doing a few bits and bobs to the Royal Enfield Meteor, which I've owned for the last couple of months now. I'm really happy with it overall, don't get me wrong, but there are a few little niggles. The main one being the rear suspension here. So what I've done, as you'll see in another video which I made a little while ago, is I swapped over the Meteor shocks for Hunter shocks, which are these here. So the reason that they are better is because, as you can see here, these are progressive springs on the Meteor, which is standard, but these here have a bigger gap in between, so you get more travel, more universal travel all the way down the shock when you go over bumps. I will be testing that as well. I'm going to do a test. I'm going to pop out and film these shocks over the same bumps that I'm going to use when I change over to the Hunter shocks, and the camera's going to be in the same position and I'll be going the same speed over them so we can see what difference it actually makes. Now on the other video I did have somebody comment, which I have pinned the comment, and they actually done this. They swapped over these shocks and they said the difference was amazing, and it really is. I can't stress enough what difference it makes to swap these shocks over. Obviously anything I do, you do at your own risk, and you know, it's up to you whether you want to do it or not. For me it's a no-brainer. It's just a, you know, it really is makes a massive difference to me. So I'm going to start spannering now and get these old shocks off and swap them over. Also in the video, if I get time, I do have a DNA air filter as well and some bar end mirrors to swap over, but I might do that on another video. We'll just see how this one goes, because I think this one's going to be long enough anyway. Also, before I go too far, I need to say a massive thank you to Mr. F. He's an old friend from the 90s. He got in contact with me again, and I've recently done some work for him on his house. And I want to say a huge thank you to him for the socket set which he donated to the channel. Everything that I use, I'll be using that socket set to swap over these shocks and do the other little jobs as well. So I can't thank you enough for donating that to the channel. Thank you very much, Mr. F. 18mm long reach socket there, and an 18mm spanner on the other side. On the bottom one, it's a captive nut anyway, so you won't have to do anything there. So I'll literally undo and pull out like so. There you come. Right, so let me show you these a minute. The centres are about the same. I did notice a 6mm difference, longer travel on the Hunter shock in the other video. The bushes are slightly different as well. On the Meteor shock here, you see that we've got a wider rubber grommet here, slightly. The bore is still the same, obviously, where the actual bolt goes through. But you can see the difference there. The actual travel on the Hunter shock, on the left-hand one, is actually a bit longer as well. Ever so slightly, again, about 10mm difference there. So what I'm going to do before I go too far is just to, damn planes, is just to put a little bit quiet. It's just to put a bit of grease on there, like so. And then I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the inside of these as well. They were dry before, but I don't want them going back like that. So just on the outside, like so. And then the actual bolt will push through the grease. I think we'll start on the bottom in reverse order. You can see how quick this is. It's a very easy job to do. Even if you're not much of a spanner monkey, you can still cope with this, I've no doubt about it. All right, before I go too far, I'm going to undo the other side as well, because it needs to drop a little bit, that one. So we'll get the other side off. That's going to make it easier then. I've just wedged a bit of wood underneath the back tyre there, just purely to lift the swing arm up into place where I need it to go. It was kind of misaligning a bit then, so let's sort that out. There you go, there's that bolt in. Do that one up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my inbuilt torque settings in my wrist to let me know when it's tight enough. But there will be torque settings for this, no doubt, so it's up to you if you want to go down that route or not. So that's that side done. So I'm going to do the other side and then we'll take it out for a spin. I've set the cameras up to show what it's like before and after, and hopefully we'll see a big difference. Get rid of these old ones, 14mm spanner. Crack that one off. The thing with these is that they vibrate a lot, so that's one of the main reasons I'm getting rid of them. And the new ones just look better as well, I think. This is a universal kit here, so they give you a number of shims that you can add on to. I just need a thin one on this one. I'm debating whether to mount these upside down, or I kind of wanted them upside down to be honest, but thinking about it again, I think I'm just going to mount these up. Yeah, I think I'm going to mount them up. So there's that, there's your shim. Got a new bar end. Stick it on there and we'll just tighten it up, and then we can tighten up the actual bar end itself then. Okay, long story short, that turned out to be a bit of a pain in the what's it. I ended up using their bolts, had to chop off 10mm off the end, put a different spacer in, quite fiddly. It's a typical universal kit. It might be universal, but you kind of got to make it up as you go along, and yeah, it's a bit of a pain actually. The actual product itself though, I have to say, looks much better. The whole point of this really is to stop the mirrors vibrating, and they do that quite a lot on the stock ones. So these are absolutely solid. There's zero movement on them, so I look forward to trying these. So what I've done, I've adjusted the clamps lightly just so I can still move them, so I can adjust them as I want to, as needed out on the road. So I do like them. I do like them, and it does make the bike look a lot better as well. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to go out on the road and do a suspension test. I've made a little video before where I filmed the original OEM Meteor shocks, and hopefully I can marry up the two and show you what they're like at the same speed with the same preload over the same bumps. All right, so we'll cross over there now, and off we go. Right then guys, so end result. This is the next day. Yesterday was a bit stressful. I had a lot going on. I had like a million different jobs to do, and I wanted to film it, which is always the difficult bit. If I want filming it, it makes it a lot easier. However, I wouldn't have wanted to miss this video because I think it has a lot of good content for people who own a Royal Enfield Meteor. So the bike looks a bit different now. Obviously it's got the black shocks on the back there. Kind of ties in a bit better with the actual bike itself in many ways, because it's now all black on the back there as opposed to having those chrome springs. As you can see, there's a big difference on the coils there and the height of them and the spacings. We'll go out for a ride in a minute. I cannot tell you how happy I am with this bike now. It's taken it to another level. Now, those of you who have Royal Enfield Meteors with the standard springs, you won't understand what I mean until you actually ride it. Now, what I've found myself is that I've been riding along, and well, I used to be dodging or bracing for you know, for the bumps and all that. Now I just ride it and I just don't have to think about it anymore. It's just one less thing to think about. Bar end mirrors, again, very pleased with. They don't vibrate at all. Again, I'll show you that any second now. And I'll show you what I wasn't expecting in a minute. There's something else which I found out which I wasn't expecting about those bar ends. Right, I'm going to have a quick get on the bike, quick ride, and explain a few more things. But overall, that is what it looks like. That's what I wanted to show you. It looks so much better without those sticky uppy silly mirrors, doesn't it? So I'm really happy with the way the bike looks now, even more so than before, and I love it even more now because of these little mods that I've done. What the fuck? Why is it doing that? Fucking hell. No. Oh, come on, God. Fuck off. God's sake, Royal Enfield batteries. God, it's a 350. Second gear. That's the video I'm recording. Yes, I am recording. Good. Come on, baby. Come on. 3, 2, 1. V1, go. God. Can you Adam and Eve it? I need a new battery. God damn this thing. Isn't that funny? I was just watching Economical Rides this morning about him changing his battery. And now mine's died on me. Oh, you know what? This stroke of luck as well. I've got one coming from another company up in Brighton, which if you kindly let me have one if I make a video on it. That isn't staged. I cannot stress enough, that is not staged. Oh dear. Right, puffed out now. Right. Right, here we are on the bike. So you can see my mirrors there, hopefully. What I've got to get used to now is bumping my motorbike for the short term, hopefully. Till I get a new battery. Couldn't have made that up, could I? These mirrors here, love them. Don't vibrate at all. I'm going over this bumpy road, over the drains. I'm not bracing anymore. So much better. I cannot stress enough how you should spend that £100. I don't know what the Halgons are like on this bike. I hear that they're a slight improvement. This is a massive improvement in my personal opinion. It is an absolute must-have is to get some Hunter shocks on the back of this bike. What's it like pillion riding? I'll probably need to dial up the preload obviously, but I guess you should do anyway, shouldn't you? Puffed out. I've left it on stage 2 at the moment of the preload, and what I really like about these mirrors is that it gives me a bigger view overall. It's not, I haven't got these 2 sticky oppy bits on my bike anymore. So pleased, over the moon, as you can tell. The only thing I'm slightly concerned about is when I'm filtering, I can't. I mean, these mirrors are in a funny place now. When I'm sort of dodging the mirrors, they're going to become into car mirror door height, like that car in front there. So I've got to be really mindful of that, which is standard issue anyway, isn't it? So I can't believe, like, after all that, my battery dies on me, and thank God. Again, it's a simple bike. If this happened on my NC, I'd be stranded now because I got no gears or anything like that. Modern day bikes are a lot more harder to bump start, but I was able to bump start this in second gear relatively easy. So once again, simple bike, simple pleasures. Hello, my friend.
It's the BMW showroom there. Anyway, right, let's leave it there. I guess the video's long enough now. So as I say, over the moon with the suspension setup on this bike. On my other video I did pin a comment where it said about another chap that had done this mod on my, over the bump, look, hey, lovely. It doesn't go right up through me anymore, beautiful. Another chap who done this mod, and he said, yes, you're right, it's absolutely brilliant. So hopefully you guys got something from that. Thanks very much for watching over that bump as well, no more bracing. And yeah, give the video a like if you would, please. Sorry it was a little bit flat. It was a bit flat when I was actually doing the work, but like I say, I was a bit on that day. So yeah, see you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Cheerio!